Carson checking on the lines, DCarsonCPA MFC. You know that because when you see these simple whiteboards with just DCarsonCPA MFC, the simple lines of bringing through the knowledge. We're looking here at real estate. Real estate's an exciting area from our perspective because it deals with economics, law, financials, technology, communications, and the cross-sector stakeholder needs of industry, nonprofits, NGOs, government, and individual families. Everyone's got a balance sheet and a P&L. If you're an individual, it's a statement of net worth, but it's still a balance sheet and a P&L. And somewhere within your balance sheet and P&L are responsibilities for accounting and taxes that correspond to real estate, whether you're a renter or a property owner or an owner of multiple properties. Basically wanted to quickly cover these lines. It's an area that's really deep. It's an area where accounting work corresponds with licensed real estate brokers, with licensed real estate appraisers, and with attorneys, all with a very important part in teamwork. Our role is accounting and taxes, a degree of analysis and connection to professionals with skills in different areas. If you look at the real estate area, my experience is it breaks out into a number of lines. These are some of the main lines, looking at residential, commercial or CRE, property management, land, and investment grade, which is your REIT, CMBS, et al., other investment vehicles which are made out of real estate. And then basically looking at these lines, thinking in broad terms, not to get too focused, but to add a couple points. Residential, you could have a rental. That's kind of the start point where you've got in your P&L, you have an expense. Every month you're paying rent. You could be moving up to the owner capacity where you own a house. You might be considering a co-op or condo. You certainly want to understand what that means and how that differs from a house. That's part of your awareness and points where we can help. Looking at a vacation home, if you've been very lucky, you have one house, you've moved on, you bought another house, have a house in two locations. You've worked hard, you've built something, you go up the line. There's could be one or multiple properties we can help on. Or you could be a commercial property person with rental offices, with commercial offices, and basically you could be bringing together co-ops and condos for sale to the residential classes. And in those capacities, you're dealing with the property management. Property management provides services to offices, co-ops, and condos. What they do is find an economy of scale. The board contracts a property management company. Property management company works on a number of properties and finds ways to efficiently support a property. Or you might be someone who owns multiple buildings and you use property management for the opportunity to cut down on cost rather than having to go to externals. You have someone who's managing those contracts for you for best pricing and efficiency to your buildings. It's part of the economic structure in the real estate space. And then looking at all these things, you could also have vacation homes. Those could be managed by property management or a real estate agency that contracts out to them. You have land, which is relevant to residential and commercial. Land's important because you have contingent liabilities in land sometimes. If you had a toxic waste site and you didn't know it, well, that's a problem. So you need surveyors to come in and to appraise land as you're buying into residential or commercial to make sure you don't have any contingent liabilities that you need to be saving up for, like the Superfund sites or whatever, in your balance sheet. That's an older thing that was a big issue a number of years back. Okay, now currently speaking, we're looking at the investment property lines. Investment property is where someone's out there in commercial, they want to raise money, so they create real estate investment trust. You buy an interest in a property they put together, and you become a shareholder of a real estate investment trust, kind of like an investment management company. Or a CMBS, a bank has put together a lot of loans for commercials, commercial mortgage-backed security. Basically, you've got a bundle of securities. The bank goes out, sells them in the marketplace. It helps them reserve capital or to take some of the risk off their balance sheet. And that's a whole other avenue that you can go in real estate. But I'm Dean Carson. These are DCarsonCPA, the MFC lines. A quick brief on real estate. A recommendation that you go out to the web, find DCarsonCPA on residential for this top category. We've got some good lines and additional knowledge of where we connect on accounting and taxes. Find DCarsonCPA on commercial. That's DCarsonCPA on CRE on Google. That'll take you out to these lines: offices, co-ops, condos, vacation homes. Land is embedded with those. Property management is, as well as the investment cycle here, where we only connect from accounting and taxes. We're not talking about distributing those or anything. We're basically just helping you once that becomes an asset within your balance sheet, has some properties of revenue or expense. And then, generally speaking, what happens? This is the world for us. We deal with economic, legal, financial, technology, communications, and cross-sector research. So real estate's a fun area. Everyone's got some assets in the real estate pocket. There's always some place where accounting and tax skills can help, whether it's property management, commercial, residential for your tax returns, for your strategic planning to help out in where you are. And then investment properties, looking at all of these vehicles and how you might interact with them. An individual could have them in the statement of net worth, could have them as part of their ownings, have some earnings flowing into the P&L, and then that rolls up to a tax return. Same way a business could have it, rolls into the balance sheet as something you own. Then a property which generates revenue, expenses, and rolls up to accounting and taxes. So this is a quick world of real estate. It's an extraction from the DCarsonCPA lines. This is our format for DCarsonCPA MFC, some quick lines to let you know we've got a general understanding. There's plenty of details, is deep and wide, and we can go further when you connect with us on services. Find DCarsonCPA on web. On the real property lines, there's DCarsonCPA on real estate with a quick overview. We're here to help in your needs. Thank you. We'll help you drop by.